Christmas, come and see. Every day a new face, join the spree. From trials to tales, it's all so bright. Let's celebrate and stream tonight. Old and new friends, big and small, streamers unite, we welcome all. Get cozy, grab your cocoa, don't be late. Join the fun, it's gonna be great. Here's for Christmas, come and see. Every day a new face, join the spree. From trials to tales, it's all so bright. Let's celebrate and stream tonight. Old and new friends, big and small, streamers unite, we welcome all. Get cozy, grab your cocoa, don't be late. Join the fun, it's gonna be great. Creators for Christmas, come and see. Every day a new face, join the spree. From trials to tales, it's all so bright. Let's celebrate and stream tonight. The holidays are here, so let's unite. Creators from near and far in the limelight. Together we shine, spreading joy and cheer. Streaming side by side, the best time of year. Creators for Christmas, come and see. Every day a new face, join the spree. From trials to tales, it's all so bright. Let's celebrate and stream tonight.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another Creator for Christmas stream. Today will actually be the 12th creator, so Vicky McCollum tomorrow will be a baker's dozen, but always room for one more who use Dove, I think is what we say in the Danish commercials. But today I have a wonderful new guest, person I didn't really know when I started doing this, but everyone said you should go out and get gossip, rumors, and innuendos on, because she's wonderful, she's funny, and she is the bestest. So
she's utterly ridiculous.
Well, we like ridiculous on this channel.
Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are.
When we stream to so many time zones, it's just let's hey all wherever you are.
Hi y'all. Hey girl. Hey, that's what I like to say.
I can't pull that off, but
hey, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm a little too pale and a little too male to do that.
Okay.
Well, maybe you can transition me doing this stream, but I'll do the same thing I've done with every creator so far. Why YouTube?
Oh, you know what? Because I'm lazy and I like things that are easy, right? My channel started off during the pandemic. And I would, because first of all, New York City, I live right outside New York City. New York City locked down before the rest of the world. And I have 18 first cousins, a whole bunch of uncles and aunts. And everybody was like, how are you doing? How are you doing? And so I was getting the same phone call over and over and over. And honestly, I was like, okay, I'm going to make a little video to tell everybody, like, it's fine, we're okay, everything is okay. And it was easier to put it on YouTube than it was to just record directly into Facebook. And so that I never really paid attention to YouTube. I didn't watch YouTube. My kids stopped watching cable TV years ago. All they watch is YouTube. And I was like, okay, good for you. Let me just get the remote and go back to the TV. But it was just a convenience thing.
Yeah,
and now it's like turned into something else.
And I think a lot of people doing what we're doing with the court stuff and was doing that time or just before that time that we all really got hooked on the YouTubes, because I used to watch it to I like the game Warhammer 40K. I haven't played it since the 80s. I still read the books and play some video games about it, but I used to watch content creators that did stuff about that. I didn't do any long form content. I didn't watch anything. And then I lost my dad that was right after our second lockdown, I think. Yeah,
Oh,
right after
wow.
the second lockdown. And we always discuss politics. And everyone who knows me hates me because I like to discuss politics a lot. I used to be a politician. So
Ah,
yeah, if you want to be hated, be a politician. Um, but then I made it. We had a Danish election. I thought, well, I saw Ricada and a guy called Stix Hexenhammer was always talking about if you don't have it online, you make it. And I thought, yeah, no one's covering the Danish election. I can do that. And I had a little Danish channel, got to 45 subs in 4 months, and everything was wonderful until then I got dragged into the true crime world. And now I'm
that's
sitting here.
quite a leap. That's
Yeah.
quite a leap to go from politics to true crime. I mean, I was, my channel started off me talking about the exact same things, not the same things. I was talking the same way. I was like, okay, hey y'all, look, this is what happened. And I would talk about what was happening in my neighborhood. I would go on a walk every day and I would say, well, listen, I noticed it's recycling day. And everybody's recycling was filled with like a ton of alcohol bottles. Before it was like dog food cans and this and that. And all of a sudden it was all alcohol bottles. And I was like, are you stressing about the pandemic? Oh my God. Look, here's so-and-so's trash can with all these alcohol bottles. Just being like a nosy neighbor and a gossip. And then when things sort of calmed down and the world went back to normal, I just kept talking. I talked about what I was watching on TV. I talked about Meerkat Manor. I was obsessed with Meerkat Manor. Only I talked about the meerkat as though they were like people you might know. I was like, yo, okay, so Flower's pregnant again, right? Okay, so her daughter, what happened was, but it was all about the meerkat. And one day I happened to see Melissa Hines, who is the daughter-in-law of Janet Hines, on Court TV. And Melissa Hines offered to give her mother-in-law, Janet, a ride home after a night out of drinking and partying. And Janet said, no, 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 I'm fine. Um, and so Melissa went home and Janet went home. Everybody went to their house. And then the next morning, Janet was like, oh, I'm exhausted. Look, last night, I think I hit a stop sign. So you're gonna have to pick me up today to go to like this family gathering, whatever it was. And so Melissa was like, oh, okay. And she gets on Facebook and she sees that there's an accident. There was an accident last night, a hit and run near her mother-in-law's house. Instead of calling her mother-in-law to ask about it, she drives. She's like, I knew something terrible had happened. In the accident, a police officer had been unfortunately unalived in a hit and run. So Melissa says, without a bra on, she just jumps in the car, drives over to her mother-in-law's house and sees her mother-in-law's car is all messed up. So she starts taking pictures with her camera. The windshield is cracked. So she takes all these pictures and then she calls her husband, is like, baby, your mama done killed somebody. And so the husband was like, well, go in and talk to mom. And she's like, I'm just the daughter-in-law. Talk to your mama. Bye. Then she's texting her husband as she drives home and she's like, watch me be the first one that they call to the stand during her unalive trial. And then you see Melissa Hines on the stand with her text message in 100-point font behind her. Watch me be the first one that they call. And I was like, oh, Melissa is nosy. She's messy. Y'all. Melissa's out here solving crimes early in the morning that nobody asked her to solve. And so I was like, one of my first videos is like, are y'all watching this? Please tell me y'all are watching Court TV. And I'm like breathless reporting on this case. And then every day after that, I would just give updates on what happened with Melissa Hines and Janet Hines and the whole family. And then after that, I was like, well, what other cases are there? So I literally just sort of fell backwards into reporting on true crime. And I thought it would just be me and like my 4 family members or 10 family members who used to watch my pandemic videos. I had no idea that like the world was watching, the world. 25 people were watching. It's wild.
Yeah, but it's so funny because there was also that time where no one was watching. My first live stream was an accident. I was supposed to to hit record, and I went go live. So I was sitting there thinking, well, it's live now. I think my body stopped by for a second, just said, what are you doing? I said, I don't know, maybe. It was just so weird, and then
That's
by all,
hilarious.
it's yeah, and you have those, but because people are always talking about, oh, we're roughly the same size channels, and oh, you have so
Mhm.
many watching, and yeah, but I don't feel, and maybe it's because we have nice chats or something, but we are 100 people watching now. You don't feel it any different than when you had 20 people, because you have built kind of rapport with a lot of people, and
Yeah.
that's the funny thing, because in real life, I don't like talking to people. They're weird.
Oh, I love talking to people. I can
Oh,
talk
I
to a tree.
hate it.
I can talk to anybody. Now, it sort of goes in fits and starts. I'll talk to people and then I'll need to sit in silence, utter silence for a few hours. And then then I'm recharged enough to do it again. But if I go to a holiday party, a room full of strangers, it almost doesn't matter. I'll talk to anybody. But my mama's the same way. My sisters, my cousins, my whole family is very chatty. Very chatty.
Yeah, I really. But the funny thing, I'm very chatty online. I can't shut up. But I hit the gym today, and I was in a little bit. I had to go give some cake to my brother for New Year's Eve, and so I was a little
Mhm.
rushed because I didn't know when he called me, and he kept coming on and said, "I don't have time." Yeah, but yesterday, and you can't say, "Well, if you're yesterday," because I don't care. I need to train legs today, and need to be out of here in half an hour, please. So I
That's
like
so
it because
funny.
here you choose to go online and choose to talk. And I should have stayed away today, and my normal co-host Jamie should have been on, because if anyone loves animals and Meerkat Mansion and all of that, I think you two would hit it off right away. We have had made a little joke that you and her have beef, because I like to make fun of
Really?
her. Yeah, because then she goes, "You can't say that." I said, "Well, Jamie, don't hate." And everyone is, "Jamie, why don't you like her? She's such a nice person." That's my way of making fun of Jamie if it's a slow court day. But
That's a lot. I have a lot of fake beats online. A lot of them. I enjoy them so much.
yeah, I
They're better
normally
than
say,
real beefs. Who has time to be mad? But yeah, I have a lot of fake beefs. It's great.
yeah, it's better than, yeah, and keep the drama for the llama. That's how we roll. Sue needs to know what's
Absolutely.
the outcome of the case. Did she put a
Oh,
bra
with
on?
Janet Hines? With
Yeah.
Janet Hines? Oh, she was convicted.
Oh,
She was convicted. She kept saying like, "Oh, now see, the reason I was not really drunk and it was just an accident and this and that." It's like, girl, they showed the video of her at the bar, 4 hours at the bar of her drinking, and I guess she was used to drinking a lot. She had a fairly high tolerance, but it was a rainy night and just, I mean, it was sort of bad luck, but don't drive drunk. Your luck gets a lot better when you don't drive drunk.
did you follow that case with the girl in South Carolina who slammed into the wedding party?
Yes, Jamie Komorowski.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I followed it breathlessly. I think I
When
have a whole playlist of her.
I didn't follow. It just came up, and Sue, who just asked the question, is from South Carolina, and said, "Hey, you should look at this case." And there was actually two cases right in succession from South Carolina that she pointed out. Both of them ended up with guilty pleas. But um,
Mm,
when she did that, oh, I'm mad. I got so much sentencing because, ugh, I thought, could you be more entitled? Daddy, why is it
crazy.
happening to me? Well,
Yeah, when your dad
sometimes.
was like, bad things happen to good people. You mean like the lady you unfortunately unalived? Something terrible happened to her. You, ma'am, with the driving drunk and the entitlement and all the crazy? Yeah, nah. Excuse me, sir. No.
So daughter-in-law helped got mom-in-law convicted. Wonder how Thanksgiving is going in that family. Well,
That
it's an
was
easy
my
way to
thing
get.
too.
It's easier than divorce to get rid of your mother-in-law. So I'm not saying you
Well, what
should
was
consider
crazy?
getting her drunk, but
Right, right. What was crazy was she gets convicted, she gets sentenced, and then she had to have like heart surgery or something. So it was months and months and months before she had to report to prison. and she was close to her son. She was close to her daughter-in-law, I guess. But I was like, so they went through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's Day, because I remember being like, it's Valentine's Day. How come Janet Hines is still not in jail? I was outraged. But now I look her up periodically. She's still locked up. I think she got 11 years or something like that. I mean, she killed a rookie police officer. Like, ma'am.
Yeah, I was yelling about it in the Komorowski case that it's actually you get a discount if you're drunk when you unalive someone. I think it should be more because you chose to get behind the wheel drunk, or you chose to
Absolutely.
get drunk and then you made a bad decision.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't have. Oh well, she was drunk, so it wasn't on purpose. Yes, it was. They
Mm-mm.
purposely chose to get drunk. I really hate
Right.
that. Oh, because she been sober and saw the police officer and thought, I'm gonna use him as a road cone, she would have been
Mm-hmm.
in prison for life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
This is the
hate it.
same thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the thing that's interesting is that when Jamie Komorowski's lawyer sent in like their little complaint or whatever, like, oh no, she got too much time. They gave all these examples of like, well, this one only got 6 years and this one got 10 years and this other person under similar circumstances got many fewer years. I'm willing to bet that she was like, this terrible thing has happened and I'm probably going to have to do 5 years in prison. Like, no. Nope, nope,
Yeah,
nope, nope, nope.
yeah, they probably. And again, how soon did the other ones plead out? Because she didn't. Oh, she saved the family going through a trial. Yeah, but she didn't save them for 2 years of sitting and waiting for a trial.
And dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But her parents were like, well, we've got you the best lawyer and they're going to do this and that. But it's like in her phone calls, even afterwards, she's saying to her dad, like, hey, yeah, so is there like probation or something else I could do? And her dad said to her on her very first phone call, like, yeah, no. I mean, according to the lawyers, they're going to try some things, but the judge
Yeah,
didn't make any errors, and you agreed that you knew here these are the maximums, and this is what you should get. So the judge did what she did.
yeah.
Crazy.
She was an entitled brat. Sorry to say it. And Laura Reiter said,
Hmm.
two absolutely fabulous storytellers. I'm loving this. Well, it's
So sweet. Thank you.
yeah, the people are really nice today. And someone said you and I should talk about Sarah Boone. I, for one, is in love with Sarah Boone. I saw her straddle that small bush when she drank out of the faucet with her
Yes.
hungover
Oh
ridden
my
body.
God. Oh my
Can I
God.
get my Dr. Pepper? And those short shorts, they they stirred something in me.
Sadly, Sarah thinks she's sexy. I just think she's crazy. I mean, some people find crazy sexy. I personally do not. Sarah was something special. My personal favorite was the 911 call because she was just like, do I have to give him CPR? And then she
Yeah,
was like, they're like, count with me. She was like, 1, 2, 3. You know, she wasn't touching George. She was just like, okay, listen, all this counting is making me tired. He seems
I'm
very, very dead. No, thank you. Like,
I really
ma'am,
need a smoke.
no.
And
Right.
and and as I had Mo on, and I think we came up with the phrase. It was a Dr. Pepper. It wasn't Dr. Pepper. That's where she hit her vodka during the day. It was so clear.
Absolutely.
I
She's like, my cigarette is on the patio. Can I? Yeah, I know that's a crime scene. I'm a step late. Can I just go? She wanted to give CPR to that cigarette more than she wanted to give it to George. Like, she was like, this is terrible. My throat is dry. I've been up for hours without alcohol. I mean, yes, he's no longer on this mortal coil. What you want from me? Can I get a mimosa? Like, girl, please.
yeah.
She's
And
nuts.
and Kelly, thank you for the hippo super sticker. Um, it's it's so weird some of the pictures they come up with. She wanted a tighter jailhouse pant too. Yeah, and a smaller shirt, and was told Lady, you are not showing off the goods. I still
It's not
wonder,
a fashion show.
Will Pena go visit her in prison?
Listen,
Because she and Pena was found on the toilet. I have
I
seen
don't.
Orange is the New Black. I know what the ladies do in the toilet. Probably men too.
Oh my God. I
As
mean,
we,
I guess if you need a romantic interlude and you're in prison, the toilet is the go-to spot. But ew, I just, mm-mm. It's not for me. It's not for me. Who am I to judge? Okay, I'm gonna judge, but like, ew.
love is love and
Mm-mm.
love is free, but still, nah,
Yeah,
man.
nah, nah. I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. May I never be that desperate. Oh my God.
And yeah,
Mm-mm.
as Brenda says, her final letter so far. I'm so glad she forgave us online, who's part of a criminal conspiracy to defraud her.
Yes. Yes, our Lord and Savior Sarah Boone, if you ask her. She was real full of herself. I was like, okay. When she got up there and she's like, I have edited this letter. This is the tip of the tip of the tip. And then she started talking in poetry. I was like, this heifer did not write a whole haiku about this entire situation. Like, okay, what? She gonna do some freestyle. She's gonna do some interpretive dance. Ma'am, please just get up
Yeah.
there and say you're sorry and shut up.
I forgive you, George, for all you did to me. I forgive you, Taurus family, for not helping me. They beat up their
Mm-mm.
brother so badly he had to have facial reconstructions because you lied to them about how he treated you. We saw the videos. Imagine being that
Crazy.
brother. I know that brother is going upriver too, and it's probably not a good guy. That video
Yeah,
where he was cowling like a dog in the hallway, that
unbelievable.
settled her faith in my. I had a
I
lot of
agree.
people. A lot of people were saying, "Well, the state didn't really prove it." I said, to me, when you heard him beg for his life in the suitcase. But they said, well, they had some good stories and she did okay on the stand. And then they just wham, 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 wham,
I don't
video
even think
after
she even
video.
did okay on the stand. Like I was
No,
like, really? I mean, honestly, there's a Sarah Baker, a Sarah Boone defense trial, like people channel where people are Team Sarah, and I'm like,
yeah,
good for y'all. I don't. No thanks. Some of these
I
people, I'm like, okay, it's like Ashley Benefield. Some people are Team Ashley. Other people are like Ashley is terrible. I think a lot of that just sort of depends on your perspective. But Sarah Boone. That's like, oh,
yeah,
there's probably a Daryl Brooks, like he didn't do it channel either. Like, yeah, nah, nah.
that's a wonderful thing because I've seen a lot of channels are we only swing one way, and I don't like echo chambers. Me and Sue were adamant against each other in the Ashley Benefield trial. I thought she was
Mm,
within reasonable doubt to me that she felt
really?
threatened, and Sue said absolutely not. She's fake as f, and that's the beautiful thing because Sue and I,
Yeah.
she will still swear at me like a sailor, but uh, that's she still comes back. Some people, if you don't have, oh, I feel this way, then I won't watch you anymore. No, she stuck
Mm,
around. We did the we can argue as grown-ups, and I really like that, having the different, also because I have a very different culture. It's
right.
I've really found out a lot about how different Europe is to America by doing this, because things that we would find absolutely normal and totally weird that anyone would think about, look at, or anything is very important in America, and that's just shows us that we can all have
Mm,
blinders if we come from other parts of the world, to
right.
what's going on and how we judge people. And of course, if you have a history with DV or something like that, that can also show you or take you down some route. Luckily,
Yeah.
we had Laura Richter, what's her name, Laura Shaver, right after, and everyone agreed she was
Yes.
guilty as
Oh
F.
my goodness. Oh my, that lady. I mean, I think it's I like the healthy debate. I don't want to, some of these cases, people get so tied up in knots and it gets so ugly, like on Karen Reed.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
really, really were dug in. And it wasn't just like, I think this and you think that. A lot of people thought, if you think different than me, then what did I do? What did I click? People were like, if you think different than me, then you're a bad person. And I was like,
yeah.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
Do you know Brandy Churchwell?
Yes, of course. I love Brandy.
She was on uh, another streamer and talked to him about how she saw the case. They were
Hmm.
agreeing on 95% of it. It's just who might have done it to John O'Keefe. They didn't agree on how it happened. They both agreed Karen didn't do it,
Mm,
but
okay.
potentially it could be someone in the house. It could be an accident. But that's not what the case is about. It's about did she or didn't she do it? And people turned on her because she didn't buy into it must have been this person who did it. That's not the important
Right.
part. Is she guilty
Oh
or is she
boy.
innocent? But people in
Oh
that
boy.
case have dug down so hard, and you must agree on everything. You can't have. I said it during the trial, constantly said, I don't know what happened. I just know according to science, he wasn't hit by a car.
Yeah.
That settled it for me.
I don't I don't understand that case. Oh, hey, Tanika. I don't, there's a lot of things about Karen Reed that because it was so contentious from the start, I just really didn't weigh in. I don't know that I've seen or heard a theory of that case that explains exactly how this man ended up no longer on this mortal coil. I don't know. Um, but I'm just like, he's dead.
Yeah,
Do I think she was drunk? Like, probably. I don't know. I don't think the state has enough to prove what they're saying. But I
my
don't know.
problem
Was there a
is
conspiracy? Like, I don't know.
no, and the conspiracy doesn't matter. That's the big thing people are blinded by, because it just matters, was he struck by a car, thrown into there, doing something like this, hitting the pavement while also flying 20 feet into to the yard.
Right,
Everyone who
right,
did science in school knows no, that can't happen. So,
right,
but we know this guy isn't here anymore. We know the car couldn't have done the injury. There would have been way more injuries to him. Plus, she would
mm-hmm,
have hammered into the driveway because she apparently was going for 24 miles per hour in reverse in
right,
slick conditions. Couldn't physically couldn't happen.
mm-hmm,
The evidence just doesn't line up, and that's why it doesn't matter if she thought he was kissing a younger girl in Aruba. It doesn't matter if Colin was at the house or not at the house. She's
mm-hmm,
innocent because none of the evidence points to her hitting him with a car. Then
right,
you can look at all the other conspiracies, and now with the dog bite expert they're bringing in and all of it.
mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying let's just agree or disagree about was it her or not her. We don't need to agree on anything else.
On all these other side tangents, because there's a
Yeah,
whole lot of side tangents happening in this case that are unnecessary and, in my opinion, like ever so slightly ridiculous. In some cases, more than slightly ridiculous. But everybody was so nasty to everybody in the community. Excuse me, in the community, in the courtroom, on so many levels that it stopped being about John O'Keefe. Like,
yeah,
I feel like you barely heard his name in the case. It stopped being about him and started being about all these other things. And so I was
yeah.
just like, okay, I'm out. I didn't even follow it that closely. I would get like snippets from here and there, but everybody was so wound up about it. I was like, no, I get to choose the cases that I cover. And I decided to not choose that one just because for my own sanity and mental health, I want to get on, have a little kiki, say what I think happened, and then go on. I don't want, it doesn't need to be crazy for me to be a part of it. Now,
No,
a little side of crazy, okay, or if something ridiculous is happening. But I
a
saw
little,
the way Brandy was treated and getting doxxed and stuff. I was like,
yeah,
oh no, that's
yeah,
nuts.
and digging up 20-year-old indiscretions. I'm pretty sure I'm not a Catholic. Well, I know I'm not a Catholic because I'm Lutheran, but I'm pretty sure when my time is done, I'm not gonna be a saint. I
Right.
uh,
Same.
I think I have almost all of the 10 Commandments. I have crossed most of them off.
I say I'm gonna be in the leafy green suburbs of hell. Like not in the big fiery part, but like the leafy green suburbs where the Wi-Fi is slow and
Yeah,
your mail might go missing. They don't pick up the garbage every day, but not like in the terrible, terrible parts. So,
you get
the leafy green
you where
suburbs.
you always every other minute you get that circle of death on your TV and just thinking, I just
I
want to
should have
watch
lived better. Right?
Meerkat Man, and it's just that you have to start over. You
Buffering.
never
It's
finish.
buffering.
That
Yes,
will be hell.
absolutely.
But
Absolutely. That's all I need. That's punishment enough. I tried to do the right things. I tried.
yeah, but none of us are saints. So, but Danny T says, "Love, Kathy. Thanks for joining us. Yes, it's nice to have new
Oh,
friends."
hey,
And
Danny T. Hey.
Krista says, "Wanted to wish two of my favorites a very happy and blessed holiday season. You as well, Krista. And thank
Thank you.
you
Thank
so
you.
much."
Right back at ya.
And Jedi Jess always ready with the swear jar font. I have to have that at hand if she goes on stream.
Oh my goodness.
So
That's so funny. I love it.
it's you get all these little things made on your channel. And over on your side, Donna has been a member for a month.
Yay, Donna Barnes. Hey, girl. Hey.
That's a
I
good thing
just
about
realized that I could click this button and share this on my channel as well. So I was like, oh, let me click this. They got in a little late, but they're here. So that's good.
hey, it's all good. And we love meeting new people. And Ashley, 2 months. It's
Woohoo.
it just shows and that's why I did it, because one of the things actually from the Karen Reed case was when it kind of started to dry up, a lot of people you know how it is. Then the bickering begins, and who has the right to have all the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like you. I'll pivot. Normally I do 2 week cases where I'm just moving along, because I can't
Mm-hmm.
sit still for that long, and that's my biggest problem with
Same.
the the
Same.
the Reed trial lasting 8 weeks. I'm sitting here thinking, that's too much for me. I need 2 weeks, bingo bango, out doing the tango, and
Yeah.
but the rest of them, because they have been for a year been Karen Reed channels, they have nowhere to go. So now they have
Right.
the last couple of days. This weekend has been horrible to watch on Twitch, where they are fighting internally on the Free Karen Reed side, and
Really?
it's been really, really bad. Calling each
Oh,
other.
wow.
It's high school,
Yeah.
middle school. It's
I bounce from case to case to case just because I mean, I'm the epitome of short attention span theater. If a case goes too long, if, I skip around or I'll touch in on this one and touch in on that one. And the minute a case is over, I'm off to the next one. And if there's not a new case that I want to follow, I'll jump on over to Snapped or Pink Collar Crime or one of the TV shows. I'll pull up a vintage case. I just want to keep it moving, you know?
yeah.
It's not that serious to me. None of these people are affecting my personal life. They just aren't. I want there to be justice? Of course, because I'm a normal human being, but I'm not tying myself in knots over any of these people or any of these cases. Not at all.
See that door? When that closes,
Mhm.
I'm done. Then I'll
Yeah,
open it the
for
next
sure.
day. I'll be back. I'll talk about it. If I have a lull, I do like this. I've invited some people on because there's no cases going. I'll build some Lego. I'll bake some cakes. I'll do whatever else, because I can't go back and watch. I couldn't watch the OJ trial now, also because
Oh,
it lasted 45 years. But you know the outcome. It's like watching a football game.
right.
I know the outcome. I can't do it. Because then my short attention span will be. Can you just get to the good part? Put on the glove. Put
Yes.
on the glove.
Yeah.
That's
Who saw what? I don't and my whole thing is I would sit with like one earbud in and I'm doing work or I'm cleaning the house or I'm doing whatever around the house and listen to it, but not every fact, every detail. And I say all the time, don't come to my channel for facts, FACTS. Come to me for facts, FAX, what I heard. Because I'm just going to give you the quick and dirty. Some of it
yeah.
might be wrong. I'm not Reuters. I'm not out here reporting live for like you to go and write a book report. I'm just telling you what I think happened. That's it.
Yeah, we're not lawyers. We're just entertainers who talk when the court isn't on. And Tanika,
Yep.
why is the baker broken? It's because I have two herniated discs that they didn't operate correctly. So that's
Oh my goodness.
so that's why
Yikes.
I am the broken baker, because I used to be I am a trained baker, and then it didn't work. And Laura is saying, without all the Massachusetts lunacy like Karen Reed and Brian Kemp, I would never found Baker, Kathy, Melanie, or Brandy. We all love the crazies. Yeah, but let's keep the crazies in court and not on the YouTubes, because it's better
Absolutely.
to collab and be friends. And Jess is saying,
For
happy birthday,
sure.
Danny T. Yes, congratulations, Danny T, one of my longtime viewers. She's turning 23 today. It's
Oh, happy birthday.
your life has just begun, and 23 is no age. When I was 23 years old, I got deployed as a soldier. You can do that as well. So
Oh, wow.
it's
Not recommended.
wouldn't recommend it, but it's an option. I'm just saying. And
Okay.
purplish Irish sweat. Purple Irish sweater. That's hard to say. It's morning only for GRI. Do I try to be awake early on a Sunday? Well, thank you for joining us.
Very sweet.
And Brittany says, so glad to have this to watch, recovering from a day-long migraine. Oh, love your gossips.
Ouch.
Here for the facts and everything, Kathy. And Jennifer says, woohoo.
Hey,
But
Jennifer.
for those of you who didn't watch the latest video Kathy put out, Kathy, you might be a Kathy sometime. I don't know. I don't know you that well. But you have a special guest in an hour and a half, roughly, on your
Yes.
channel.
Yes. Mr. Franklin Tyrone Tucker from the Treehouse murder case is dropping by. Gossip, rumor, and innuendo later this morning. And we're going to talk all things his case and whatever else pops up. He saw a video that I made about his case, and he was like, "You're very funny, but you got some things wrong." And I thought, uh-huh. Okay. And so he said he wanted to come on and have a chat. And so he's going to come on and we're going to have a chat. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. Because I have a lot of very, very important questions. Like, where's the purple haired wife? Is her hair still purple? Are they still together? Does
They
she
got
live in a
divorced.
mansion?
They got
I know
divorced.
they got divorced, but I believe they're still, I think he described his relationship in social media or someplace as it's complicated. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
that sounds like a
Tell us
trouble.
every single thing, especially the parts that are none of our business. Please come share.
On a Sunday, what better place to be?
Absolutely.
And it's going to be at
Absolutely.
11, so you can make your brunch, make a full spread,
Yep.
and make ready to get all the tea.
Yeah,
Because
get yourself a cup of coffee. Ty and I have not spoken in person. We had a very funny text exchange yesterday. I'm saving all of my questions. I don't even want to because sometimes it's like you have a pre-interview or a pre-meeting or whatever. I don't want to pre-interview him at all. I just want it to be all live and in the moment. We'll see what happens.
yeah, and I don't know if you do the same. I apparently give everyone nicknames. No, the mom and dad gave them the wrong name to begin with. Rossman Ranch is Ralphie because I read it wrong, so it's Rossman Ralph, and it became Ralphie. My Mexican mod Iris spells it wrong, so that she's Irish. It's don't think about it. I had another creator on the other day butchered her name, and then I tried to really say it the right way, butchered it again. But she was a good sport about it. So, Yo-Yo, thank you so much for not being angry. What did you think of what did you think of the Treehouse? I covered it. I didn't think he did a great job representing himself. I think a halfway decent defense lawyer could have gotten him off, no questions. But because he wanted to bring everything into the courtroom, he messed it up for himself. I don't
Yeah.
know how you see it.
But the thing is, he didn't lose. He didn't lose. All through the case, I just kept thinking, that's it? Like, state, that's all you got? Because
Yeah,
the state's case was very thin. And I think at a certain point, everybody was too dug in. Everybody was taking it very personally. The prosecution was clearly taking it very personally. Cooler heads should have prevailed and said, we think this guy did this thing. We really don't have the goods. So let's just dismiss this. I agree that a halfway competent defense attorney could have gotten this off one, two, three, no fuss, no
yeah.
muss.
And but
But
it seems
he's a right fighter, I think. He wanted to show that he was right. We'll
yeah,
see, you know?
yeah. And Laura, that's not true. I gave you a total fake state. I claimed Arizona isn't real, just for you. So
I'm
it's
not entirely convinced it's real. It's in the Idaho region of the United States. That's like over. Wait, where's my little map? Oh, it's so small, it's hard to see. But I made this little map because I don't even know if you can see this. The light's probably too bright. Oh, wait, right
I'll
angle.
maybe I'll
I don't,
embiggen it.
there we go. I don't know if it's so tiny. I don't know if you can see it. The light is funky. Oh well, anyway, everything like the middle of the United States is somewhere over there. Texas is Texas, Florida is Florida. Everything south of Virginia is South Carolina. Everything north of West Virginia is the godless Northeast. And then the whole western section till you get to California is Idaho to Iowa. And then of course California is California. Yeah.
I was so lucky. I got this from one of my viewers.
Ah.
So
My
I used
kids
that.
used to have a pillowcase with that exact map on it when they were little. I made them pillowcases so that they could learn.
Yeah, but the funny thing is when I look at it, because you have an idea. You know when New York is. That's up
Yeah,
there. Florida's
yeah.
down there. Texas is in the middle, and California is on the other side. And Seattle is on top because I used to watch the crab boat fisherman thing. Uh, but Idaho being all the way over here, I thought it was part of the Midwest. It's
Oh,
because I wanted to be next to Iowa. I don't know why, but
because
I
the
get
names are so similar. And every time I went to say Idaho, I would say Iowa. And I kept and one day I accidentally said Idaho to Iowa. And I was like, it's like you with the nicknames. I'm like, that's close enough. That is close enough. And people get very like, well, I am actually from, insert any random state that I probably haven't visited. And I'm like, okay, good for you.
I get this. Well, I have a big problem. I am very racist, as you can tell.
Yes.
I when I'm trying to sound American, I always talk a little bit like this because that's how I in my head
Uh,
hear an American accent sometimes. And someone claimed my
Okay.
southern accent is racist, and I can't figure out
Oh,
how
oh, I
because
don't.
isn't the South is really mixed as well, but apparently it's racist to use because I wouldn't use an Asian accent. Said I never covered a case in Asia, so it's but yeah. So
And there
apparently,
are some Southern people that sound that way. Certainly not all of them, but some of them do. So it's like, what are you going to do?
and
You're
I
not
have
going to please everybody.
no, and then some people get mad when I say, "Oh, Jamie is from Wisconsin." She's not. She's from the Ohio State. Well, she went to school at the Ohio State, but when I say a different, a wrong state, people are, don't you? Do you know? And we just see America, and then we have the weird people living in Florida, the weird people living in New York, the weird people living in California. That's what we
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Everyone
for sure.
talks like Yosemite Sam, has way too many guns, and are fat. That's how Europeans see you. But it's the same when you talk about Europe. They say, "Have you been to Paris or France?" It's the same place. Well,
Yeah.
we don't
I
know.
was going to say, you don't live in the United States, and a lot of people in Europe can name, various portions or the parts of the United States that sort of everybody knows about: California, Texas, Florida, New York, those sort of things. But if you gave somebody a blank map and asked them to point out Iowa or Wyoming, a lot of people could not do that. And forget about pointing out places in Europe. If somebody gave me an unmarked map of Europe, I could find the United Kingdom and Italy because it's shaped like a boot. The rest of it, so
That's
so I'll just give each other a break. How about that?
yeah, but I just love those comments where they go into your comment section and just tell you how you should run your channel. All of these, I don't have any subs, I don't do any streams, but let me tell you how you should do your show.
Yeah,
Thank you, Holly Mac, for
yeah.
5 gifted memberships, and
Thank you,
thank
Holly Mac.
thank you, Iron Rabbit, for being a member for 14 months. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Wow.
It's
Awesome. Listen, when the people have crazy comments in my channel on the comment section, I just say thanks for the post engagement, because I'm like, the ridiculous comments and the nice comments and the informative comments, they all pay me at the same rate. Thank you so
yeah.
much for the post engagement. YouTube counts that in the algorithm. Thank you so much.
Hate me more, please. So I get all the hate. What about the people in Louisiana who sounds deaf when they talk? Very distinct dialect. I'm not sure I can do that. I did try and do. I have another problem. Whenever I try to do anything other than my southern accent, it turns Scottish Irish. I can't help it. Even my well, I if I listen to Chris Eubanks, who's an American boxer, I sometimes can do a British Nigerian accent, but other than that, I'm really not good at it. But
Yeah,
people know what
I
I mean.
don't. During the pandemic, I decided to use my time wisely and learn a second language, but I wanted a language that was not too hard. And so I was trying to learn British English because it's still English, only I would call a sweater a jumper and a truck a lorry. And then I got bored with learning a new language and I gave it up. And people were still like, "You said that wrong. That's not what that means." And I'm like, okay. I promise you, if I go to Britain, I will be understood mostly. Or they may go, "Isn't that girl from New Jersey? She sounds like she's from New Jersey." Cause I am.
We I have a we have had 2 exchange students staying at my mom's
Cool.
houses. One of them we didn't really. She was a widow. She kind of was forced on us because she had a little bit. She was staying with the headmaster of our local school to educate uh, ship captains. Most of them are boys. Sending a 16-year-old American to be on a school in a country where the legal drinking age is 16, but you start at 13.
Oh my
So my
God.
dad was called if he could take her to just make sure that she was boy happy. Let's call it that. But the other one is a very, very sweet, and we still keep in contact. Very sweet girl in Delaware. And
Oh,
when
cool.
she found her boyfriend, she wanted my dad to approve of him before she married him. That was very important.
Wow.
So
Wow.
she flew him over, and when he arrived at the house, he was like, "I've been worrying because she can still speak Danish and talk. We can talk in Danish. She was only here for a year. It's very impressive." Um, and
Wow.
and when he got off in the airport, he was like, "Oh, can you order me a cup of coffee?" She said, and the woman behind the desk said, "Do you want milk in it?" Looking at him like, "Are you slow in French?" And he was, "What?" She said, "Kids start in, I think nowadays they start in the first or second grade speaking English here because we are 5 million people. We're smaller than New York,
Yeah.
our entire country. So everyone speaks English." But he was so, "Oh, they speak a foreign language." Yeah, most of us speaks 3. It's but that's the
Right?
thing when you he comes, you don't need more. Well, Spanish and English is probably what you need in America, but
Yeah.
you have 50 states, and we are also a lot of states in Europe, so it's very
Mm-hmm.
very different. And Iris is not a fighter; she's a pugilist. Hmm.
Okay.
No, I won't do the Nigerian accent because I have to watch Chris Eubanks before I can do it. He has a very high pitched voice. It's very weird. I'm a little Australian.
How are you a little Australian? Just a
Well,
scope test.
My British is a little Australian. It's I'm really bad at accents, but I'm really good at just making a fool of myself. So
All of my accents are the same one. I just do a Valley Girl accent. I'm just like, oh my God. That's the only accent that I do. And I give it to every single person. I don't care. A man, a woman, a child. It doesn't matter to me.
I watched Emilia, whatever, the one from Game of Thrones, do her Valley Girl accent. It's really good. The only problem is she talks like a young girl, so it's so like whenever like I hate it when they put all those likes into. Oh, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a lot sometimes. Thank you, Iron Rabbit, for gifting 5 memberships, and
Wow.
Disney Nerd for being a member for 2 months on Sons. We love you too.
Nice. Nice.
I speak Spanish and English, and I'm from nowhere, Arizona. Don't exist, Arizona is where you're from. I think Arizona is right next to Australia and that big dome in Ohio. So none of that is none of it is real.
That's
And
so funny.
Gerda K is from South Africa. Thank you for all you do.
Wow.
Well, we love South Africa as well. It's so funny with the internet. You're sitting here and thinking, when you start out thinking, I'm going to talk to my family. Maybe Ruth down on the corner will look at it sometimes, and then all of a sudden you've been talking to a weird guy in Denmark while people in Africa and Australia is looking at you. It's
It's
magical.
wild.
Yeah,
It's wild. The first case I covered was Janet Hines. The second case was oh, what was that guy's name? Andrew Macaulay, something like that. And in his mugshot, he had a mullet. So I started referring to him as a mullet American. And the attorney was cute. And so I was calling him hit the prosecutor. So I started calling him a prosecutee. And I just went on saying whatever about this channel, about his case on my channel. I maybe had 100 subscribers. And at the end of it, the prosecutor and his wife reached out to me to say how much they had enjoyed my coverage. And I was like, people saw that? A guy in West Virginia, I made all these West Virginia jokes about nobody has any teeth and, they're all narcotics enthusiasts and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I really need to watch my mouth.
Yep.
But I said what I said.
Have you had the opposite thing where people are reaching out who are families of victims, or I had it in had in I was covering a shooting in a crack den where a young woman
Yikes.
got lit up, and 2 3 days in, I got an email saying, "Hey, I am her grandma. I'm taking care of her daughter because we're talking about what happened to her daughter." And she said, "This
Oh,
girl never
wow.
smoked a cigarette until she met her boyfriend, and then she ended up
Wow.
throwing her life away in less than
Wow.
a year." And then I believe her sister or her cousin also wrote me. That's when it gets really weird because yeah, it's
For
oh,
sure.
Tyrone, he talked about getting on my channel as well back when the case was on. Said I won't have him on because I won't be the guy like recovery addict being, oh, this little guy down in the corner, and oh, you're going to prison forever
Becoming a part
because
of the case.
yeah,
Yeah, you
nope,
don't want to do that. I heard from friends during the Daybell trial, the Lori Vallow Daybell
yeah,
and Chad Daybell. I think it was during Chad's trial that I heard from a friend of the Woodcocks, who are JJ's grandparents, saying that they would listen to my coverage of the previous day's trial in the car on the way to trial every morning, which I'm glad I didn't know that at the time, But she said it really sort of lifted their spirits because it's this heavy case, it's this dark case. And my whole thing is I want to be able to engage with true crime in a way that doesn't cause me to need therapy. And she said, I guess my takes on it were funny or ridiculous or
Yeah.
whatever, but it gave them a laugh during a dark time. And I was like, oh, wow. Like that was a huge case and everybody was covering it. So I was really blown away. I was like, okay,
Yeah, you're thinking, why did they notice my little honk donkey channel that no one watches? And Rena,
exactly.
bonjour, Zava. She says she's in New Mexico and she speaks French. If anyone didn't catch it, Jamie did. Jamie is
Nice.
she's
All in
fluent in every
French.
language.
Wow.
Merry Christmas as well, Brandon. And everyone, of course, everyone hates you. So that's all of us. No, Brandon is a good guy. Poor recovery addict never tried to be part of the case and just ended up there. Yeah, he became the little man in the corner with his headset on.
He's just the
It's
nicest guy. Sometimes I feel like he's too nice to be real. He's just so
yeah.
sweet.
I had him on last
I
Sunday.
saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it. Mhm.
and he's just good humored, and I met him on Runkle's channel before where we just chit chatted because he had an auction at the same time, so we didn't really talk. And we have
Mhm.
done that where you ship the your audience back and forth with someone else, and
Yes.
you just
Yes.
say bye and thank you so much, and you don't really interact with them. And then I thought, well, I'm going to reach out to him this time because I really want to talk to them. And that's the funny thing with this creators for Christmas ideas. You finally get to talk to someone else and learn a little bit of what makes them tick because yeah, your chat knows you very well. But
Right.
maybe I'm not streaming tomorrow and you have a great show on, or I do sleep sometimes. And people want to watch a video about a case I didn't cover. So now I'm giving them the options, and I'm luckily enough, which is either because I'm really good at finding people or I'm just been lucky. Everyone has been great. It hasn't been,
That's
those
awesome.
conversations where you just so milk fan.
Milk?
Yeah, I don't know. When you don't have anything, you can always talk about the weather
Yeah.
or milk or
Yeah,
how do
for
you.
sure.
What do you like about sports ball? Some of those are really. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
go anywhere. But I've been lucky. It's always kind of like it is today. Been where you look up and say, "Oh, that hour went fast,"
Yeah,
and
it flies. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. I did a collaboration yesterday. A young lady reached out to me. I had never heard of her channel, and she was like, she said she had seen something I did, and she really, really wanted to interview me. And I was like, I don't know who this person is, but listen, I'll go on. And we had a lovely chat. She was in the UK, and we did it at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm up at 5. I don't know that I'm ready to like have a full conversation with somebody, but we had a lovely time. That was what's her channel? True Crime Addict is the name of her channel. She's very sweet, very sweet.
I think she reached out to me to do a year-end show as well.
Yes, she reached out to me too. She was like, "We're
Yeah,
going to do this 2 hour thing." I was like, "I cannot commit to 2 hours." I told her I would give her 30 minutes, and I think we ended up going for just shy of an hour. So it was fine,
yeah,
but she's lovely.
yeah, and but yeah, she was talking about it if I wanted to, and I said I'm always available if I have the time to do it. I'll
Right.
pop on, give you 30 minutes if you need 30
Yeah.
minutes of something. Thank you. Don't make me cranky, Kathy, for becoming a member over on GRI. I can't say Rs. It's a weird mouth movement for Danish people. You
Okay.
you say you sleep bigger, but if my insomnia gets me up at 5 in the morning, yawn. Well, I I normally I do a show at 5 my time as well in the morning. Haven't been doing it because these shows sometimes run a little late, but
Mhm.
everyone, Kathy needs to get ready for her next show. She has tie on. I'm
Yes.
gonna redirect all of you over to that stream. Well, all of those
So
people on
sweet.
my channel. So remember, go watch it in. It's gonna be in an hour, right?
1 hour, yes, at 11 a.m. Eastern, live with Franklin Ty Tucker and me. A wide-ranging interview about I don't know what, because I have not written down any questions.
No, but that's we didn't have anything, and we didn't know each other an hour ago.
Yeah,
And I think
now
time
we do.
time goes way too fast. So
For sure, for sure,
see
for sure.
see this anti-Danish statements I have to live with all the time. It's hate. I barely stream anymore. I'm too old. I stream twice a day. I've been streaming twice a day for the last 2 weeks at least. If I haven't streamed 3 or 4 times a day, so
Oh my God. That's a
yeah, I stream. I stream. Well, the first week I had a case I covered, and then I did. Most of the times it was a like 4 or 5 o'clock show, so that's 10, 11 my time at night. So
ooh.
4 hours of sleep isn't enough. Yeah, Tucker brought us Swayze. Thank him for that. Oh, did you? Do I still have that clip? I think I might have that clip of.
What is Swayze?
It's Roger. I know I had the. I used to have the clip somewhere about where Roger is talking about if he could describe the persons who robbed them, and he said,
Oh,
"Yeah, it's like oh, it's here, it's here."
Okay. Do you remember any description as far as the size of these men?
Yeah, I remember the size of them. I know, I could tell by the Swayze who that one was. By meeting him different times up there at Paula's, I knew Swayze is. Get that word right, Swayze.
Okay. I don't know what that word means, so I'm sorry.
Oh, his style, his
Oh,
walk, his talk.
okay.
His Swayze. I love that guy.
his
So
Swayze. That trial was a parade of crackheads. Oh my God. Now, people have said to me that Ty is not a crackhead, and I will definitely ask him today to clarify. Maybe exactly in that language. I was going to say, I'm going to try and say it a nicer way, but listen, it's probably rude to ask somebody if they're a crackhead, but the question must be asked. And I'm here to report live for
yeah,
the people. His Swayze. Oh my God, that's funny.
but I love the part where he was asked, "So what do you do?" Well, I moved down here in '86 and started cutting lawns at the club. And what do you do in your free time? Well, I like going to. Back then, I'd like to go with Paula and drink some beer and smoke some crack. Did you smoke weed? No, never touched it. Never touched it. I love that. Oh no, 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 no. The devil's letters. Oh no, I'm
I
not a
would never
degenerate.
smoke weed. Never.
Yes.
Crack, on the
I'll
other hand, no problem.
Bud Light and rocks. Yes, please. But the devil's letters. Do you think I'm a drug addict? I love
Oh
that guy.
my
He was
God.
wonderful.
That's so funny. He's so funny.
It's what was he
Wow.
doing at the treehouse? He was smoking crack with now I forgot her name.
Paula
Paula.
Bellamante.
I
Some
thought
nice
she died.
breakfast crack.
I
She
thought
did
she
die.
died. No, doing the interview.
Oh yeah, she looked like she died on screen.
I was,
But
oh
no,
my God, I'm gonna lose my channel because this woman just died live on my channel. And then
they're playing
Paula,
snuff films on court TV. Oh my
oh,
God.
oh my. But I'll give you the outro so you can drift yourself a little bit to the 2 or 3 people who might have been in late and don't know who you are, and who is not already totally in love with you like the rest of us are.
Aw, so sweet. I am Kathy from Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. I talk true crime every weekday morning. I take a case, any case, whatever case I feel like covering, and I take a whole day's worth of trial and I condense it down to just a few minutes. So I cut out all the fluff and all the extra, and I give you just the facts, not FACTS facts, FAX facts, what I heard. I'm busy curtain twitching, like peeking out my curtain to see what happened and see what I heard out in these YouTube streets. And I bring it to you every day.
So that's the place to go and get your morning cup of coffee or maybe tea.
Absolutely.
If you want
Whatever you do.
the tea on the outside of the windows. Thank you so much. And thank you for
Thank you
stepping
for
in, being
inviting
a
me.
part of this, giving me a chance. Even though you were one of the ones I called on a little bit late, you were gung-ho
It was
from the
right on
start.
time for me. It was right on time for me.
Sometimes the universe just align. Everyone, please, I'm going to send you all over to her Thai stream. Please go watch it, the people who are on my channel. And please subscribe to our wonderful guest, because in this little crazy YouTube world where everyone apparently is running dramas around, llamas around everywhere with that drama, I think creators should work together, because growing together is better than fighting each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll do it again someday.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bye, all.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Checking your other.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right. I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there-
Everybody has.